Hello, welcome back. Now in this video we are going to see how to create the landscape. So now if you want to create the landscape, we need to go to this option, select mode, and here we have to select this option landscape. So after clicking on landscape, it will open some of the settings here. So still it has been not created the landscape. So only it is showing how much size it is going to create. So now we need to make some settings here. So see now the landscape has been created exactly to the ground level. So what the thing is here, if you want, you can change the locations. So when you come to here, these options, you can see there is a location option. So if you want, you can put it down, up. So what the thing is, at present, I'm going to put it to the ground level here. And when you count down here, you can see the size of the landscape. If you want to create the huge landscape, then you can select, and here you can select that this 127 by 127, or suppose if you select this 255 by 255. So whenever you select, so it is going to increase the landscape here. So for this level, we don't need any huge terrain here. So that's why I'm going to put it to like 31 by 31. So it's very small. So let's say we'll go to 63 by 63. Okay, it was default actually. So now here, when you come to the section, see here, if you use these sections, now still it is going to increase the size of the landscape. So for time being, I will put it to default here. And here there is an option like number of components. So when I increase this, say it is going to increase the number of components, so according to like x and y direction. So if I use this, it will increase only in the x direction, and if I use this, it will increase terrain in the y direction. So for time being, I will put it to default. And the overall resolution, so what the thing is, the resolution depends on the number of components what you have selected here. Means if I increase the number of components, automatically it will increase the resolution here. So I will reset this value. And also before creating, if you want to apply any material, you can apply the material here. So here you can see there is an option like material. So let's say suppose if you go to Megascans, and if you go to like surface, just we need to drag this, and we have to drag into here, so that it will apply that material to this landscape before creating. So now in order to create the landscape, just we need to click on this create. So now see, it has been created the landscape here. Now the textures has been loaded here, you can see. So here also we can fill these gaps. In a moment, I'm going to explain about the sculpting tool. So by using the sculpting tool, we can sculpt this terrain and we can cover these gaps here. And in case if you want to change the material, you can select this landscape and come to this details panel. And here you can change the material here. So for suppose if you want to change the material, you can select this and you can drag this so that it will change the material. So whenever you want, you can apply the different materials to this landscape. And next we will see how to sculpt this landscape here. So in order to sculpt this landscape, what we need to do is we need to go to this landscape tool again, and here we have some of the sculpt tools. And also see, whenever you go to the sculpt tool, here you can see this is a brush size. So if you want to reduce the brush size, here right side, here left side, you can see we can decrease and increase the brush size here. See, now it has been decreased the brush size. And also down there is a fall off option. So what is fall off is like, so if you want to sculpt it very smoothly, then we can increase and decrease the fall off. See, suppose if I increase if I increase the fall off here, now you can see the brush is very smooth, and if I decrease this fall off, you can see the brush is very harder. So depends on your specific requirement, we can use this fall off option. And say for example, if I put it to 0, and see now if I use now the landscape, now it is going to create very harder edges. Suppose if I use this fall off, now it is going to create the smooth sculpting. What the thing is, now I will sculpt these edges here first of all. So I will just left click and drag, and see it's going to be cover these gaps here. Suppose if I decrease this tool strength here, now it is not going to create that much height here. See. So what the thing is, if you want more height with one click, then we have to use this tool strength. Suppose if I use this tool strength here, now it is going to create more height. So for timing, I will put it to 0.2 or something. Just first I will cover this thing here. So what the thing is, finally I'm going to render this scene here. So in the background I don't want to see these edges of this surface here. So what I will do is I will sculpt more so that it will cover this area. So it will cover this area so that the edges will not be visible. So I will come here and we will increase the tool strength and we will sculpt more. And see, suppose when you are sculpting, if you left click, then it is going to be sculpt here, and if you shift left click, it is going to go down again. So this is perfect. Now we are not able to see any edges of this terrain here. And also here there is a next option like smooth here. Suppose sometimes when you are sculpting, sometimes you may get the harder points here. So for example, suppose if I decrease the fall off here and see when you create this thing, and it is going to create the sharp points here, like sharp edges. So what the thing is, in order to smooth that, we can use this smooth tool and we can smooth it. So, and here when you're smoothing, make sure you decrease the tool strength so that it will make little bit less smooth here. See, so if you want to smooth, we can use this smooth tool. So now in some areas, if you want to make it flat, then we can use this flat option. Means what the thing is, suppose if you select this here and if you left click and drag, now see it is going to make it flat. So in some cases, if you want to make some flat ground, then we can use this flat option. So it depends on tool strength here. So suppose if I decrease and if you want to make, see now it has been created the flat surface. And the next one is ramp here. So what the thing is, so I will show out of this area here. Now suppose you people know what is ramp here. So suppose if I want to create the ground which is going up direction here, for example. So what the thing is, if I want to use this thing, so if I click on this ramp, what the thing is, we need to create the 2 points so that it will create the ramp in between the 2 points. So for example, you can left click here. Now it has been created 1 point. Let's say you have suppose if you left click here, now it has been created another thing. And what the thing is, first we need to set the direction way up to where you want to create the ramp here. Let's say if I click on here, and now here you can select this option called add ramp. So if I click on this, so see here, now it has been created the ramp from this point to another point. So it's pretty cool here. So if you want to make any bridge kind of thing, so like you can use this tool, and this can be used to create the roadways also. So in final, we are going to render this scene here. So what the thing is, so whatever the terrain is in the outside, we can delete this, because what the thing is, the system performance depends on the size of the terrain too. So what the thing is, when we are going to render this scene here, and now we are not able to see the outside terrain here. So what the thing is, we can delete this section, delete this area. So I will show how to delete this area. So what the thing is, just I will sculpt here a little bit more so that it can cover. So now what the thing is, in order to delete this area, we need to go to this manage option. So click on this manage, and here there is an option called like select. So first what the thing is, we need to select the terrain which we want to delete. So let's say first I will start from here. We can hold shift, so we can select this area. Now we have selected everything. Now if you want to delete, we need to go to this option called delete tool and select here. So now it has been deleted. So now by this we can increase the system performance. So what the thing is, now we are going to render only this scene. So just I have deleted the extra terrain which is in the outside. So that's it for the landscape here. So see you in the next video.